A court scholar finds a document that was never supposed to exist. Proof that the island's great founding piece was not a piece at all, but a cage. And the cage is about to open. Welcome to Untold Lores, What the Archives Forgot, Part 1 of 4. The island had been falling for 100 years, and no one in the royal court spoke of it anymore. Calder Voss noticed it only because the horizon line through the archive window was 3 fingers lower than the diagram nailed above the sill. A diagram drawn by his predecessor 40 years ago. He did not report it. He measured it again instead. The measurement was worse the second time. Calder was the court scholar of Eiselvane, a floating nation of 200,000 souls suspended above a continent no living person had ever touched. His job was to maintain the royal historical record, births, treaties, coronations, the comfortable architecture of a kingdom's memory. He was not supposed to find things. He found things constantly. Tonight he had found a locked drawer in the sub-archive that had no corresponding key on the master ring. The lock was not old. Someone had replaced it recently. He should have left it. He picked it instead, using the thin wire he kept folded inside his signet ring for reasons he never examined too closely. Inside the drawer was a single folio bound in pale leather, and the moment he touched it, he understood it had been hidden rather than lost. The title read, The Actual Terms of the Solvane Accord, Year 1 of the Founding. Calder had spent 11 years cataloging every document in the Royal Archive. He had written 3 formal papers on the Solvane Accord. Every version he had ever read described it as a peace agreement between Eiselvane's founding monarch and the nations of the continent below. A simple covenant of non-interference, the legal basis for the island's sovereignty. He sat down slowly. The document in his hands described something else entirely. Not a peace agreement between nations, a binding. The accord had not been signed to protect Eiselvane from the continent. It had been signed to protect the continent from whatever lived beneath the island. Beneath the rock and root of it. In the darkness below the island's underbelly, which was now, after a century of descent, only 400 feet above the ground. Calder read the folio 3 times. The third time he noticed the final clause, written in a hand different from the rest. Cramped, urgent, as if added at the last moment. It said the binding holds only while the island holds altitude. Should the island's base descend below 300 feet, the terms of this accord are void, and the accord's protections dissolve with them. He looked at the horizon diagram on the wall. He thought of his measurement. He thought about the fact that the island had been descending for 100 years and was now, by his most conservative estimate, at approximately 380 feet. He stood up. He needed to tell someone. The question was who, because someone had locked this document away. Someone had replaced the lock recently, and whoever had done that already knew. He was halfway to the door when he found the answer to that question pinned to the back of it, at eye level, where he would only see it when leaving. It was a small card. His name was written on it in the chief archivist's handwriting. His mentor, the man who had trained him, the man who had personally assigned him to the sub-archive 3 weeks ago. Beneath his name 2 words stop now. Someone in the palace already knows the island is falling too fast. And they just told Calder they know he knows. He has until morning to decide whether to run or dig deeper, not knowing that the thing beneath the island has already noticed the distance closing. That's it for part 1. Follow Untold Lores for part 2. Like and subscribe for daily stories.